they're cheap, but customer service is the main thing to me. I don't mind spending a little more for a product as long as I know when I ring up I get decent customer service. And that's why I've stuck with the same power company. And, well, I suppose stuck with the same internet provider for a while. I didn't used to be with Vodafone. I've been with Vodafone all my life, as far as cell phones go, mobile phones. But, yeah, I was with someone else before, but they did something I thought was unforgivable, and I'm never going back to them again, and I was with them for quite a long, long time. So,
yeah, well, that's much the same as, yeah, I think so. Well, before my current apartment with its fibre connection, a lot of the DSL providers like, oh, we can offer you, you know, maximum downloads, and we can do it for $10 cheaper than your current plan. And I'm like, yeah, but even on my current plan, I can't even reach my current download limit, so what's more limit going to mean to me? Nothing. I was only getting 4 megabit back in the day. Yeah, so I've just stuck with my current ISP, and I think the only thing that's ever changed is I've been through 3 or 4 different mobile providers, but they've always used the same carrier network, which was always funny.
Well, all of them use the same carrier network here because it's all owned by the same people, by the same company, which is a subsidiary of the company that I used to be with, the ISP. Why isn't he? He's sitting there and I'm almost full. I was waiting for him to come back.
Did he ever leave?
I'm sure he did. He was full. He was full to the brim.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, come and think about it because he was there.
Am I going to finish this off before I hit the 100%? That's right. Yeah, so I can turn around at least. Yeah, no, see, this company I was with all the time, who remain nameless, I won't name you, Spark. I had a couple of months left on the contract, and I've been them for a while, and I had no place to go at that time. I was searching for homes and stuff, and there was a shortage. I spent a bit of time living in my car for a while, and because of that I wasn't going to commit. I couldn't commit to like continuing a contract or moving that house or anything like that, so I said, oh, okay, I need to do this, and I was in sort of desperate need for money at the same time, because I sort of had a car that was quite expensive. I was going over, I was spending up to $300 some weeks in petrol trying to find a place, and oh, now you're coming, now I'm filled up. Well, thanks. Don't mind the 60% agreement we have there, truck. So yeah, they decided they were going to charge me the terminating the contract fee, and I was not happy about that. I said, I've been a customer for you guys for donkey's years. Surely you can just waive that couple of months. Oh, no, you need to pay X amount of $100 of hundreds of dollars, basically, for the broker contract. And I went, no, stuff you then. So what I do, because I'm a vindictive beggar, is I ring up every year the company and go, oh, how much is your plan for this and that? And they tell me the cost, and I go, really? Because that's how much money, you times that over this amount of time, and that's how much money you've lost from me because of what you did to me. And thanks, bye. Makes me feel better. It's pointless, but it makes me feel better.
I was going to say, I could just imagine the people at the call centre like, hey, we got that guy again.
Well, if you do it yearly, they don't remember.
You'd be surprised. Like the biggest one that had me sweating bullets was when I used to work the front desk for an electronics retailer. I was the tech support guy. And we always had this one troubled grandmother customer who came in, a machine was, old as the hills itself, but it still had the biggest warranty on it, and oh, it's broken again, and yada yada yada. And it was always her son, which was middle-aged, visiting places that he shouldn't for, you know, what's the word for it? Adult literature. And obviously just picking up enough viruses to sink a battleship, which isn't covered by the warranty because user error and, you know, taking care of the software and computer is the user's responsibility. And every single time we had to argue this and explain it and just like, hey, what's going on and how we can try and prevent it and yada, yada, yada. And a month and a half later, he'd be back again. And so for the 2 years I was with that retailer, every time that customer walked in with the computer, I'd be going, oh God, again. And fast forward a couple of years with a tech support, ISP tech support hotline call center. And I get a call. Hello, this is Patrio. Well, thank you for calling such and such tech support. How can I help you? Yeah, like this customer starts doing the spiel that sort of sounded very unsure of themselves. And I'm like, okay, no worries. And start bringing up the account details. It's that customer. And I'm like, do they recognize me? Do they remember my name? Because I've dealt with them enough times. I know them.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't get the same people all the time. Not at that, because it's such a huge company.
Yeah, in my case, it was a fluke chance that both jobs were in the same city, and the customer obviously was in the same city. So it was just a sheer fluke. And of course, lo and behold, the customer's having trouble getting photos from her scanner onto the computer, and I'm trying to explain to her that no, you've contacted your internet company. I have nothing to do with your scanner. Oh, but the scanner doesn't bring the photos on it. I want to email them. So, well, if you've got them scanned to your computer already, but they won't scan. Well, then consult your troubleshooting manual for your scanner. This isn't an internet problem. But nope, couldn't explain it. Makes you think of the other horror story. Some customer returning a $500 multifunction printer that was like back when they first started getting Wi-Fi network connectivity, like the big office grade ones. Because the printer's carton said it could do the whole one-touch, scan and email button from the printer. So it would literally take a scan, wirelessly transfer it to your computer, which would then open up your email client, attach it as a JPEG, and then all you have to do is put in your address and hit send. That wouldn't do it for him. It did scan to his computer, which he then could manually, new email, attach, photo, and then you'd be at the same point. So just 2 extra clicks. What was the difference and problem? The fine print below that one that says, some of the features not available on Macintosh. I didn't realize until the guy actually brought in his 27-inch Macintosh, like iMac, desktop machine to prove that it doesn't work. Because, of course, when we tested on our Windows machines, we were like, no fault found, it's working fine, I don't see what your problem is.
Did they try and turn it off and turn it back on again?
Again, this was way back when, feature support was very, very iffy. I remember the very first HP wireless printer. Sales guy sends it to someone who's living out on a remote site and he's like, yeah, it's the bee's knees, it'll do this, and this. And after that day, I had a very long talk explaining to the sales guy that it's designed to connect to a router similar to what the computer connects to, whether it be cable or Wi-Fi, but as long as both of them connect to the same router, and then all your networking features will work happily. The printer's not supposed to Wi-Fi ad hoc to the computer. It can, but it's very patchy.
You're getting full. I'm going to wait here, mate. You want to come up beside me? That's one of the downfalls of this GPS that we use on this mod, is that we can't do a copy of it. But I'm just wondering, are you able to tip your stuff into mine as we go, like you can do with the other harvesters?
Maybe, but I'd have to get ahead of you, or side by side at least.
Side by side is what I was thinking. That's why I'm waiting here. If you come up beside me, and then when I turn around, I'm going to probably have to skip a row when we come down. So,
yeah, I see what you're playing at.
Yeah, because remember last time we did this, and you went and filled him up. Now I just completely emptied all my lot into him, which was 60,000. Pretty much. You've got 60,000 as well. Now last time we did that, and I don't know why it doesn't work for you. It's just stupid. he didn't go anywhere. So I thought if you pop it into me, then we can negate those issues, and we could probably do that with harvesting as well. And what we need to do is buy a couple more harvesters, a couple more trucks, a couple more tippers, and that way we can do harvesting ourselves together on the field.
Alright, let me just reset my... Are you running... 85 degrees. Wait, I trimmed mine off flat to 90. Alright, I'm going to go manual.
No, I did 1 degree.
Yeah, but I just set my GPS to 45 and then trim off the excess until I get flat 90 degree shapes.
Yeah, I might do that
fine,
from now on. Yeah, if we're going to do it like this, it's probably a better idea, isn't it? Then we can line up and hopefully
yeah.
Perfectly. Good thing is most of them has a little overhang, don't they? So if you come up beside me,
Apparently
it does work. All right, on the count of 3 with cruise control. 1, 2, 3. All right, hang on. I'll just slightly reduce mine until you catch up.
That's one other thing I find is that once in a blue moon, I'll engage cruise control, it lights up, and just comes to a halt.
The other thing is if the truck's going to get to me in time, so I don't get too full. I mean, you can always put your pipe out once I've hit the 60%. I need to get it so you can actually... I'll go back to 12. I'll go down to 11 so you can catch up. He's on his way by the sounds of it. I heard a truck start up. Alright, and okay, I'll go back to 12. Yeah, the problem is manoeuvring, isn't it?
Yeah, as I say, because of the headers, I think we're going to be bumping bumpers.
Oh, well, full. So you can go and empty it, finish your line off.
I'll let the truck empty you out, and of course you'll pick up the rest of what I've got. Once he decides what he's doing. Because I was going to be cheeky, finish my line, pull off to one side, and stare at the fields for a bit.
Okay, I was going to redo it. You might want to pull your pipe in. Maybe that's confusing the heck out of him. Yeah, I was going to do the same thing. I was going to turn it into a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, well, the bottom row is flat 90, so.
I'll reset
yeah, 45
this.
gives you. Oh, okay, so it was just... I was in the way, apparently.
It might be easier if we just yeah, full is he?
He's up to 80%, so he's probably going to go for a run.
There he is. Alright, hopefully this will stay in line. I've turned the GPS off. You go do what you need to do. Hopefully I've done a couple of rows and catch up. And I think we'll go side by side. And when he comes and empties me out, that's probably a better time for you to... Or when he's on his way, you can empty into me.
Top you up then, yeah.
Yeah. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. I'll square this off. Pardon me. Got too slow with the old mute on that one, but hey. I'm only human, I've been told. Now we'll do it there. Drive down a bit, just so I know the lines are there. Perfect. %62% done for old field 2 there. Workers working hard. Oh, I found it incredible that I go to clean my pedals out so I can hopefully stop the accelerator pedal sticking. It's not the pedal per se, it's the little thing that measures the movement of the pedals, but I put it back together and it's worse. One lonely piece of cabbage out there on your... Oh no you don't. Felt sorry for you apparently. Turn... Slow down. Not a race. No, that'll be in the trucking sim. I wonder if this field is completely fertilized. Oh, good idea, save the game. Well done. How fertilized is it? Well, the other thing is I've got to try and remember where we are. Where are we? Not many of them are, eh? But then again, we've got this problem and this problem. If we can get rid of those. Now, what field are we on? Oh, we're over here. No, not fully. Where this one is, and he's getting a good amount off that. Of course, I've got to wait until the growth states of those go up. Let me change it back to that. Let's turn the old grass on. I think we're still on the same day. I think. Must be getting close to the edge here. So my fields, where are my fields? No. Has that changed colour? I don't remember, to be honest. Mind you, if it goes to a yellow, I'm all good. It's still not ready to be harvested. But still take fertiliser. So I can do it then, I think. Jeez, it shows you how long. Now, how bad my memory is. I mean, I've played this game every single day since it was out for quite a while. Stopped for about 6 months, forgotten everything. You think of all the time it was out. And the subtle changes compared to 17 and 15 that goes on. I would still remember, but no. Alas. He's emptying out now. Oh look, there's the truck for field 2. No, it's not. It's our truck. Geez, he was quick in filling that. He is going to the right place. I told him to go to the warehouse. He better be going to the warehouse. Mind you, our balance hasn't gone up any, so he's definitely not selling it. Hopefully it all turns out well and Patrio will be back by the time I get up the other end there. He's already back. You want to race down to this end and join me, and then we can match up the GPS and everything.
Roger that.
The question is do I get to the end before you do? I'm pretty sure I will. Or end of my row anyway. And look at that. It's been properly trimmed around the ears. So yeah, you need to go on the left of me. Hang on, let me just line up where you go around, or you can go around the trees or whatever. Right, let me go in a little bit. Harvest a little bit of this, so you're in on the crop as well. You need to get your pipe out. You need to line back up, I think.
Back up and take another bite.
I think that's like, you can move it over, the GPS over with your arrow keys. If I remember rightly. So you can set up a GPS line. And then just launch it over with your arrow keys and stuff to... Pretty sure it's the arrow keys. I know it's a lot easier to use than the guidance blimmin' steering mod.
Going by the width, that should be just brushing up against your side. That's probably going to interfere with it. Helps if I lower my pipe fraction so it reaches further. That might be the difference. Okay, we should be good. And you might be muted.
Oh, have you lined up with your GPS? Didn't realise I was.
Yeah. Right now we should be clear of each other and perfectly side by side. I've lowered my pipe a touch just to clear your top gate. So
Right.
hopefully that should work.
Yeah, I heard all you. I didn't realise I was muted. Alright, cruise control in 3, 2, 1, go. That'll work. Well, just hold your pipe, bring your pipe in. until, because you'll fill me up really, really quick. You just pull it out when the truck comes to empty me out. Because by the time
Gotcha.
he figures he needs to empty me out. But the other option is what we can do is we can bring down the level where he needs to come and empty us out.
Yeah, that'll pre-call it at say 40 or 50.
That's what I meant. So at the moment it's at 60. But if we're going to do it like this all the time, it just save. I think it will save time in the long run for you going, finishing off and driving all over to the way to the truck to empty out, and then drive all the way back to where you left off. If you just empty into me, even if we have to wait for the truck, I will have to wait for the truck anyway. And once he starts, because you're a bit confused him a bit. Once he's I start emptying out into him, then you can put your pipe over. So what we're going to do here is I've got to go, I've got to skip a row. So it doesn't matter if you're actually a little bit behind me anyway, as long as, well, unless I'm still actually going. So I've got to go over one,
So you go two for you, one for me.
3, yeah. I got to get away from that crop. And then when I get down the end, it's just one skip, I think. This one, it doesn't really matter because he won't be filling me out on this side anyway. Which works out perfect, so no matter what, when we come back up, I'm on the side with no crop on, he can empty me out.
Did I mention I actually wound up going out and seeing how many small tractors I could get going at the same time?
Yeah, you posted a screenshot on Craftboard.
Yeah, I recorded the footage, but I didn't want to disturb it whilst it was playing. Yeah, they got all sorts of tangled up on each other to the point where I think one of them gave up and just went to the next row and started chasing like a row that was already done. So it's like the first 4 eventually sorted themselves out and made a nice uniform like lapping pattern, but the rest of them just kept getting crossed up on each other and skipping rows, and I think one of them like just got ahead too far. So it was a good mess.
Did you use convoy mode as well to keep distance?
Probably not.
There's the other option where you can tell them to alternate turns.
Yeah, my theory was to get them all to do the standard group 2 laps, so 8 vehicles to be technically 16 rounds, which is overkill, but it was a pretty large field. The idea was that after they complete that, going for the up and down, they do it in sections.
If we can get them triggered for this line up. Yeah, because you can get them to do turns like we're doing. So how I at the other end skip a couple of rows, you can get them to do that. Then you got the convoy mode, but yeah, he's on his way, see. Whoop, I'll hit the microphone, shall I? What are you doing, sunshine? What is he doing? Come on. Come on.
Asserting dominance, apparently.
Come on. Come on. Come on. There's a good boy. Rightio, that'll be enough to get me around you. And back into line, and you can get stuck going around the trees. Watch this. Is he? I think he is. No, he's still thinking about it.
He's trying to back up.
Maybe should have just done course by courses for all of them. Annoyingly. Oh, he got round the tree. Here he comes. He's a good lad. Oh, I'm up to... Here he comes. What I'll do is I'll... how much further we got? I might drop down to 11 kilometres when it gets close to me, and then you can drop on your... Yeah, you can... Yep. Actually, it might be alright. Bit of practice and we'll do it. We'll get there. How am I looking? Oh, I might be able to actually finish it by the time I get to the end of the road here. Down to 4%, 5%, 1% empty. Well, that worked.
I just remember we're going to get the next lane.
Yeah. I suppose it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because we're going down this way. I'm here now anyway, but since we're going down this way, he's not going to come and empty me out this way. It'll only be on the ups. And you might be right if you actually come and empty me out. Let's try that. I'll slow down a bit, let you catch up, and you just empty out onto me as we go down. So get your pipe out and that, so I know exactly when I can go back to 12 k's.
Yeah, trouble is we've got a slight misalignment. I'm touching up against your back of your header.
Okay, what do you have? What do you think?
5.4.
And so do I, so we should be the same. You lined up with GPS and everything, so you should be.
Yeah, that's that curvature problem that Frith usually has.
You could probably move it, the GPS over while we're going down here. If the arrows work. Well, they do. Right, so as we go up, you can, don't worry about emptying out on me, we'll just worry about emptying out when we come back down. And that gives the driver a bit of a chance to realise that we need emptying and come down this way, and hopefully, especially when he's all the way up the other end there.
Well, so another pass and a half and we're done.
The other thing too at the moment is I checked it, I think when you're away, the fertilised state in this field, and this has only got one fertilised state. So fields that don't have that, it's going to be a bit interesting, but hopefully it all works out where we can do the contracts and everything and get everything up for fertilisation by the time the harvesting comes around with a bit of luck.